Hey guys, here we are at my plastic bin getting ready to soak some coconut coir that I separated from a brick I have, and this one came with my new worm factory. So I'm gonna soak this and get it all crumbly and moist because I am getting the bin ready for the new worms that are on their way. So the easiest way to break this apart is to use warm water, like very warm water. It helps it break apart a lot faster. So I'll be back and show you. Here we are at the worm factory that my husband got me. It's not the 360, it's the original, but I want to show you how I set it up because I'm getting it ready for the worms that are on their way. So what I do is I take one of the trays and you put it on here. And this is down here, this is a worm ladder. So if they get stuck down there or decide to go down there, which they often do, I can, they'll climb back up. So on the bottom of the worm factory, I like to place newspaper. That way, it kind of stops them a little bit from going down there. But actually not really, because if they want to go, they're going. But I like to do it anyway. And they can eat it also, so, it doesn't hurt them to have it down there. So I will show you the next step. So what I have here is the coconut coir that I had put in here. I put warm water in here and I started breaking it up with my hands. It takes a little while, but the warm water really helps, and that's a good tip I learned from another worm farmer many years ago. So you can see that it's wet, but like only a few drops come out, and that's the perfect wetness. You don't want to drown this stuff because it's just not going to be good for the worms. Worms, too much water will drown them. They breathe through their skin. And look, there's still a couple of dry spots, but it'll absorb with the other stuff. It'll be fine. So I just basically, I take it and I just start filling up the bin here. So the worms that I'm getting ready to receive, I haven't raised them in many years. They're kind of moody, so it's going to be interesting to see. And I've never seen anyone raise them in the worm factories. So just like I did the European nightcrawlers, I had to figure it out by just doing it. This is going to be the same thing. I'm just going to do it and just see what happens. I mean, I hope I don't kill them. I hope they don't die. But how am I going to know if I don't, if I don't try? So I'll bring you guys back when this is all full. So here it is. Here's my coconut coir. Got it filled up pretty high. Worms are going to be very happy in there. So the next thing I do is I sprinkle some of this on there just to help them. I got this with my other Worm Factory 360. It came with it. And it also came with this. And I've tried to find this specific thing online and I can't. So I'll just have to find a substitute. So that I'm gonna do that. All right, so I take it and I just sprinkle on top. It says to use a capful or two. I never do that. I never measured anything in my life. And this is the little rocks. I just put it in the cap of the powder and I just go like that. So I hope these worms are happy in here. I really hope they thrive. I've been wanting to do this for a few years. The last time I raised them, man, I don't know what I did wrong. I really don't know. So my Worm Factory 360 came with this black thing that you put down here for the liquid. This one didn't, so I got one of these things at Dollar Tree. I think they call this a dish pan thing. But if you look, it fits perfect under here. When I was raising all 4 of my kids, my husband and I, we would call this the wajil because we called this thing the throw-up bucket. We had 4 kids and 2 of them were always motion sickness in the car. They had motion sickness. So we always had one of these things in the car to catch the throw-up. Because let me tell you, it happened quite often. And I think one time I used a Walmart bag or a grocery bag and I had a hole at the bottom. Oh my gosh, that was a mess and a half. So this baby, it's not this one specific, but I had one for years while they were growing up. So that came in handy. But for the worms, look, it's perfect. So that's a good little tip. Let me tell you another tip. Now, you know, I've been vermicomposting for 19 years. If any liquid comes out of here, your bin is too wet. People think that the liquid that comes out of here is like gold. Honestly, it's really not. It will make your plants grow, but it has, I don't even know how to explain it. It's kind of like a rotten liquid. So think about that. But if the liquid comes out of here, your bin is too wet. And it should be moist to where you grab your material and you squeeze in a couple of drops, and that's it. There's a lot of people on YouTube that I know you all watch too, that they raise worms in bins and they don't have a spigot or anything at the bottom. And that's why. Excuse me. They know how to regulate the moisture in there. And that'll come with experience. So try to get one of these if you don't have, dollar store. Dollar Tree, can't beat it. $1. So I'm gonna put the lid on this thing, and then my husband's gonna carry it downstairs to my wormery, because I did it up here because the lighting's better up here. And I will let you know when the worms arrived. I'll do the unboxing with you. Well, here we are. I got the package of the worms that I ordered that are gonna go in the worm factory. And we are going to open them now, and I'm going to show you what they are. All right, here we are. I don't know what this is made of. I think they use it for sand, but boy, it was tough to open. So we're going to dump them out here. So let's see. Well, there's a lot of bedding. See. Okay, I don't see anything else in there. So let's see where they are. Ooh, look how big they are. They're a nice size. So these are African nightcrawlers. So these are the ones that I'm going to try to raise in the worm factory. I've never done it. I don't know anyone that has. So, oh boy, look at that. A African nightcrawler worm ball. For you worm ball lover people out there, here you go. Beautiful worms. I got these from Buckeye Organics. I think that's their name. Buckeye. Yeah, Buckeye Organics, and they are in Newark, Ohio. So African nightcrawlers are really big worms. They're very long, and they've been in transit a few days, so they're kind of skinny, but we're gonna put them in the worm factory and we're gonna see how they do. But look, they're good. They did very well. Okay, so I'm gonna introduce them. This is coconut coir, and it's damp. So we're gonna introduce them and wait for them to go down. Now, if you notice, the African nightcrawlers are dark in skin. They're not like the others. They can also be a little moody. So we're gonna keep them up here instead of our wormery, just so I could keep an eye on them until they get used to their environment. That way, if my husband walks by and sees one on the floor, he can pick it up and put it back in so they can, so if they don't escape and die. There's so many in here. I'm going to have to sift this to get them out. Well, they're not hard to find because they're so big. And I don't think there's any eggs in here. So I think that they're going to be okay in here. Let's cross our fingers, and we're going to see what's going to happen. So I'll keep you guys posted. Here they are going down. They're slowly going down. I had to wet them down a little bit because they were dry. So the peat moss they were shipped in, or coconut coir, it's probably peat moss, was not 100% dry. It had a little bit of moisture. So I wet that down, and I am going to add it to the bin because I looked at it and it doesn't have any bugs. It doesn't have anything. So here we go, guys. I put the bedding they came in on top of them. I dampened it, and we're gonna close this, and we're gonna keep a close eye on them, and my husband's gonna watch them too. So now we're gonna put the lid on it and hope for the best. I hope they behave. I just hope. It'd be nice to raise these guys, but we're gonna see what's gonna happen. I'm laughing because my husband's looking at me. All right, guys. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.